afternoon. Welcome back. My name is Sophia Elizabeth Lambert. I am the author of two published books titled Hope Deferred and Rise Up, Mentoring Boys to Become Men of Integrity. I have been doing a series on mentoring boys to become men of integrity. Today in our series, I will be looking at have we normalized brokenness in families? And I am looking specifically at cohabiting as an alternative to the structure that God had intended. In the beginning, God made Adam and Eve, then He gave them children. That is God's structure of what families ought to be: a husband, a wife, and children. However, Our, su- our cultures have colored that our brokenness is an acceptable norm. We no longer consider God's standard our standard. It has become increasingly acceptable for a man and a woman to live together instead of getting married and then having children. The reverse is people are cohabiting, then they have children. Couples are cohabiting for many reasons. Among older cohabitors, they cohabit because of a fear of divorce. Many of them have been married before and that relationship didn't work. So, not wanting to risk being divorced another time, they have decided to cohabit. Similarly to their older counterparts, younger couples are also cohabiting instead of getting married. They test drive it, so to speak. Um, so they are cohabiting as an alternative to marriage because they do not want to get divorced. It is reported that socioeconomically disadvantaged groups cohabit, as well as educated and higher income couples are also cohabiting as an alternative to marriage. Um, an individual's reason for cohabiting could be associated with their relationship quality or their character. For example, their relationship history. Someone may have symptoms of depression as well. They may also have attachment issues because they have been abandoned or felt abandoned at some point in time in their life. So those are those are some of the reasons that an individual may consider shacking up, so to speak. They have insecurities. They have difficulties depending on others. While for some men may consider cohabiting as a convenience for them. It is convenient for them to cohabit because it's low risk for them to see how the relationship will if the relationship has the potential for long term. So they test drive it, they test it out, just see if this is marriage, if it has marriage potential. Although they see it, men also see it as, while they want to cohabit, they also see it as a limitation for them. It limits their chances of just being out and about and to be free. It limits their freedom. Couples also cohabit because of living expenses. It helps them to, because of financial constraints, high cost of living. They cohabit because it's cheaper to be together, cheaper to live together. People also cohabit because they want more time together, um, as well as they test it out to see if it's compatible for them, if the relationship is compatible, if the person is compatible for them. So those are some of the things that an individual's reason may be for cohabiting. Men also cohabit because they they find it to be a lot easier. Should in case the relationship doesn't work, then they can move on. However, these increasingly acceptable reasons for cohabiting has been on the rise. Research shows that cohabiting families are the second largest family type in the US, and it has also been increasing in the UK. There are a number of cohabitors who, well, when they started to cohabit, it occurred gradually for them. It wasn't a decision that was made, it was a decision that it happened. As a result, there wasn't any clear communication as to the expectations, what is going to happen. Is it that the cohabitation will last for a brief moment, meaning a few months into a couple of years? There are persons who cohabit because for them it's a precursor to getting married. They have plans of becoming married eventually. But the thing is though, is this normalized family type working? Is this standard working for us? Is this standard working for society? Research shows, and it says research shows that couples who cohabit prior to getting married are at greater risk for marital distress and divorce should they get married. They have a lower levels of commitment. Cohabitors have a lower levels of commitment. They have a higher rate of infidelity and conflict and are more likely for the relationship to end as opposed to those who are married. As cohabiting becomes more commonplace, though, in our societies, the lines between getting married and just moving in together can begin to blur. It blurs. It nowadays. I've heard so many young people saying that it is better for them to live together, and they have many reasons. Well, their main reason is that they're saying marriages aren't working. But studies have shown though that marriages are working. Marriages are a healthier option than cohabiting. Um, but because of the blur, it is making it harder for young people to recognize what is so special about the marital vow. What is so special about marriage? However, despite the prevailing myths about cohabitation being similar to marriage, when it comes to the relationship quality, measures count, such as the commitment, satisfaction, and stability that marriage offers. Research continues to show that marriage is still the best choice for a strong, stable union. And that, my friend, quote is from the Institute of Family Studies. They have found that marriages are still the best choice for a stable and strong union. So, as we mentor our boys, as we change the trajectory of families and change what family looks like, let us encourage our young men to become men who seek the option or seek the God's choice of marriage, seek to build a healthy family, a healthy union. Marriages, of course, are by no means easy. It's not a walk in the park. It requires work. It requires dying of self. It it requires a whole lot more commitment, but it is worth it. It is worth it. Marriages are worth putting in the work, they are worth pulling up your sleeve, they are worth just building, they are worth building, because studies have shown that people who are married are also healthier. When you're in a healthy, stable, committed relationship, where the covenant is that neither nobody will be going anywhere. They are working it until they separate in death. That helps them to overcome obstacles. That helps them to build and to become that unit that they desire. So I've seen marriages working. I've seen when people put their all in it, the benefit that they have reaped. So let us encourage our young men to become husbands, fathers, men who are men of integrity, who are not afraid to just grab the bull by its horn and become the best men that they can be. So thank you for listening. Again, I'm asking you to please subscribe as well as to like this page so that you can get notification as to when I post another video. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Stay safe. Keep safe and healthy. Have a great day.